It's early in the morning here in Bora Bora, and Womble and Hippolyta are going to move on to Maupiti, which is about 30 miles away to the west, which is a little coral atoll. Fantastic little island by all accounts. I thought I'd got the jump on Womble by getting up so early, but I can see Dale moving around the foredeck getting ready to raise the anchor, which is frustrating. But I'll just have to be quicker on the old sails and see if I can't get the jump on him out of the pass. Hiya! Just left Bora Bora, got the fishing line out. It's a beautiful sail. One reef in the main, full foresail. I've got the electric autopilot on just because it's easy. It's a really nice day sail today. We've got 25 miles to go. I got out of the pass about 6:30, so hoping to be there at about noon. Some company behind me. Womble's just put away her screecher, I think. She's being kind, because she'd whistle past me at about 10 knots. There she goes. What a show off. We won't see her again, but happy to send her through the pass first. She can find any problems. Fine by me. There I was filming happily, and I suddenly heard a little nibble on the fishing line. Getting these little love taps on the line. Usually that means a billfish is playing with the lure, so I'm just going to keep hold of it and hope that he takes it all in, and then it's game on. Each of these little 10-second taps, yeah, just like that one. Where are you? Come on. Something. Oh, do you see that flash? Something. Whoa! Fish on, baby! Fish on! Woohoo! Oh, have I lost it? Oh! Oh! Whoa! Marlin! It's a Marlin! I don't think he's on anymore. Oh, he's huge! Watching this 300-pound fish throw himself out of the water, it's difficult to say whether it's a blue or a black marlin. Even with the footage, there are some elements from both, and a fishing ignoramus like me has never got any chance. Maybe if Sean had been with me, but either way, it's the catch of a lifetime. I'm actually really glad that I didn't land it on my own on a small boat. I couldn't have handled such a big fish, so it's good that he got off the lure and went on his merry way. This is Maupiti's pass into the lagoon. As you can see, it's very narrow, and the entire lagoon drains out of this thin, narrow stretch of water. And when the waves hit it from the south, as they invariably do, you get the current going against the waves and normally the wind, which is why the breakers, which you can see there, sometimes break across the entire pass and close off Maupiti Lagoon completely. Luckily, you may have noticed earlier how I cannily let Womble overtake me, and this was so I could send Dale and Katrina through the pass first. So it's time to ring them up and get a sit rep. Womble, this is Polynesia.
Womble, just come through, just coming up the pass now, all very well marked. Once you come out onto the actual transit marks, it's pretty straightforward, nothing too difficult. The only thing to be wary of is between the two entry markers, you have about 4 knots of current against you, over, for a brief period of time.
Okay, thanks very much. That sounds pretty tasty with a top speed of 5.5, but I'm sure it'll be fine.
Nothing that a bit of rifle figures won't get you through.
Well, if you got your fat bottom girl through there, I'm sure I'll be able to dice my nimble little hippo through.
I'll pass that on to tree.
And I'm just looking now for the pass, and all I can see is these massive breakers. So it's going to be interesting. I'm going to put this on my head and we'll see what we see. Those waves are huge. I'm really going to be maxed out on this entrance. There's going to be a lot to do, and I've got to steer the boat and navigate and just take care of everything on my own, so I'm going to have my head screwed on. I tell you what, all of the mist coming off the top of those big waves, I can't even see a pass yet. Oof. So I'm gunning it at full power and we are barely moving. Well, this is the pass proper now. We've got breakers on either side, and I'm following the channel markers into Maupiti lagoon. Those green and red markers are on the coral reef. Gives you an idea of quite how narrow it is. Give it a bit more. That's what the engine's for. Okay, this isn't actually too bad. I'm keeping 2 knots over the ground. This is fairly dramatic stuff. Okay, I'm a bit far right. Oh, look at that water moving. Cheers. Well, I was through the pass successfully, but now I had to make it to the anchorage 2 miles to the north, using this channel, which ran between the coral reefs on either side, the islands, and the coral bommies on the bottom. I was going to have to keep on the ball to avoid all of the hazards, sailing on my own, but frankly, I didn't think my attention was going to be taken anywhere else apart from this beautiful lagoon. Beneath me, to either side and ahead of me, it was just unbelievable. I've said this a lot of times, but I am actually now running out of superlatives for the anchorages in French Polynesia, and Maupiti really didn't disappoint. Yet another pristine, stunning place. Well, it's a really calm, protected anchorage, and one of the nice things, I've got Womble and Wild Rye, my friends from Bora Bora, really close by. Dale and Katrina have got Womble particularly close on the beach. They have retractable rudders and retractable dagger boards, so they can get in about a metre of water, and you can walk right up to the back of their boat, which is quite entertaining. And out in front of them in the slightly deeper water are my friends Liam and Hilary in Wild Rye. They're in a Wackia Centurion 32, which is about the same length as Hippolyta, and they draw about the same, so we're in the slightly deeper water, and it's a very protected anchorage, so we're looking forward to seeing what's going on in Maupiti. Following my stunning failure at Pitcairn to get the dinghy in the water, I'm testing out the new method of using one of the spinnaker poles and a 4-to-1 purchase block and tackle to build it on the front deck and then lower it into the water. And it went very well, and I think looked quite professional, so I was pretty pleased with that. But I'm going to be here for a week, so it's important to have a dinghy in the water, so I'm not relying on my friends to drive me everywhere, get the outboard out, and then I'll be independent. I took the dinghy for a quick test ride, but for now I'm going to get the boat ready for the evening and get some sleep. I've just come for a little paddle and I found this little sand spit, so although I'm still paddling, I'm still standing on the paddleboard, I think I can just stand off it. Now I'm going to go for a walk in the middle of the lagoon. This 400-metre spit of sand stretches right into the centre of the lagoon and is just a magical place to come and walk. I paddleboard into it from the boat about 200 metres away, and it's 2 or 3 centimetres deep, and I mean you can see I'm right behind the anchorage and it's just beautiful. It's 6 AM here and I'm going to take advantage of being away from the boats to put the drone up and have a look at Maupiti in the sunlight of the early dawn. Dale and Katrina picked me up in their tender and we're going to go and dive for Manta Rays. There's a cleaning station down to the south of the lagoon where the Manta Rays hover over rocks in the current whilst little wrasks clean out their mouths and their bodies. So we're going to go and check it out. That was an awesome day of diving, and I think we can go back to the boat, have a beer and get ready to go up the hill and take some bikes around the island tomorrow. Okay, we are going to go ashore with Dale and Katrina. We're going to hire bikes and go for a ride around the island, which is going to be good. It's been nasty out here on the anchorage today, so let's have some land-based activities. I promised I'd pick Dale and Katrina up today. They've ferried me around a lot, and so we're all going to try and squeeze into Hippo's tiny dinghy. It should be entertaining at least. Key for my millions of viewers. So we've just heard the tsunami alarm, and Dale said it's only a test, and this is some footage to prove him wrong that will never see the light of day if he was right. So it's a lose-lose for Dale. That's where we're going, uphill. Well, we've picked up our hire bikes for a very reasonable 1,000 Pacific francs. Absolutely sworn on our mothers' lives that we won't ride them down the big hill, and we're off around the island. Well, we found the infamous hill, and it's quite steep, and we've been forbidden from riding down the other side. I think I'm just going to claim language difficulties on that fairly unequivocal sign. Right, here comes Dale. I'm going to rinse him down the inside. Nice to see I'm not the only rule breaker. So we've made it round to the island's port, which is on the south end of the island, and today the supply ship is in. As you can see, it's called the Tahiti Nui, and it looks a bit like a tank transporter. You can see from the lagoon surface why we were off water sports for today. Really choppy and quite an uncomfortable day to be swinging around an anchor, as you can see from these bar-tight mooring lines on the supply ship. It's not really a three-man dinghy. Now, I've always said, if you're a real seaman, you want your dinghy engined for a displacement ride. Planing, in my view, isn't very sporting, and we're not going to be doing any of it. We'd had too much fun on the bikes, and so didn't have time to climb the hill, but there was time for a beer on the sandbar before bed and a new day. Well, it's a beautiful morning in Maupiti, and it looks like the pass might be open tomorrow, so it's our last day and we still haven't been up the hill. So that's the plan. I'm expecting Dale and Katrina over shortly. They're going to take us all in on their big tender and up the hill, and then there's a little restaurant which we've not been to either that should be open for Friday lunchtime, and going to have a little steak treat. That's the plan. And then an afternoon spent for me cooking bread and just getting the boat ready to go. We might nip to the little magazine that's in there as well. So it's going to be a good morning, and just trying to get my head into passage mode again. It's about 1,200 miles to Tonga, about 1,800 to Fiji, and I think the plan is going to be to head west and then in about a week's time decide which I'm going to. Still, if you don't move soon, Katrina. This is supposed to be a dynamic shot, goodness me. About halfway up, it's got exposed here. These ropes to help me down, so we're just coming down this little ridge, and you can see where it drops into the town, which is next to the anchorage. So heading down this bit next. Time in the beautiful Maupiti, and it'll be sad to see her go, but it's time to be on the road again. I'm off to Tonga, maybe Fiji, we'll have to see. It's all very exciting. Anchor's ready to go, baked some bread, made a pasta bake for the 3 days of sea sickness which I have got coming my way like a freight train. It's going to be awesome. And Womble's just got out ahead of me, but that's inevitable. It always takes a bit longer when you're one up, sorry. Okay, so I think I can put the autopilot on now. I've just got to be up front and watch for the coral heads. I've got my little autopilot remote control here. It's quite tight, but we shouldn't have any problems, hopefully. Womble's going to head out of the pass first and let me know if it's too dangerous for little Hippo, but it's all good. to go through the pass, which has been closed with waves for a few days, and that's why we're still here. And actually from this direction you're going to get a really good idea of what we mean, because there's some pretty tasty wave action in the pass, but not so bad we can't get out. You'll see the huge breakers on either side, it's just incredible. Coming up to the pass. You see the swell here, being driven through the pass. It's a sign of things to come. We're gonna have to hand steer it through here. There's the coral reef on one side, and on the other side, it's very choppy up here. So it's actually quite worrying. It's fine, it's exactly what I expected, but the boat's going at 7 knots. I'm only trickling forward. You can see how if the waves get bigger, why this pass closes. So I've got a triple reef main up and the full foresail poled out to the left. They're leaving Maupiti behind me. It's quite a conservative sail setting and I'm only doing about 4.5 knots through the water, and I'm heading off a bit north of course, but I'd rather be north than south, and I can't go on the course because the wind's going directly where the course is. And so this is the perfect setup for night. Nice swell going on, nice even swell, and actually I don't really want it to be too sporty because I need to relax and try and get over my seasickness. Next stop, Tonga. Join me next time with Intrepid Hippo for our 2-week passage to Tonga. Some blue water spinnaker sailing, yellowfin tuna, and as always, plenty of gratuitous drone footage deep in the South Pacific.